You are literally going to die anyway. In 3 generations, no one will remember your name. Why are you living such a timid lifestyle? Why are you not launching that business that you said that you wanted to launch? Why are you not going over to speak to that girl over there that you want to speak to? What is the ultimate worst thing that could happen to you? You die. And if you're not dead, you've already overcame that hurdle. That's the worst thing that's going to happen, and you're still here. You're still breathing. Look, am I by no means the most courageous man in the world whatsoever? I've come a very, very long way compared to the guy I once was, 18, 19 years old, and also a lot younger. Very much struggled with my self-esteem, self-confidence. I was very much controlled by other people's thoughts, other people's opinions on myself. I let that get to me. I was the biggest pussy out there. Everything I did was out of fear and insecurity. I was very fucking unhappy with my life. I thought I was depressed, and a large reason was because I was living this life. And there's a lot of things that I thought over the recent years. Like, why am I doing this? Why the fuck am I not doing this? I want to go do this thing, but I'm not doing it. I understand we all have a natural tendency to want to fit in as be part of the tribe. We are tribal creatures. But we have to break free of these shackles because this no longer serves us in any way, shape or form. A question I put to my friend a couple of weeks ago was, if fear and judgment was not real, how would you live your life? And that's the question I want you to write down right now. If fear and judgment was not real, how would I live my life? And you have to think about this. You have to meditate on this idea and truly consider how you are living your life. Is it in line with this? Because I know for probably 100% of you watching this that it's not. I know for myself it's not. And I think if you say that you are, you're lying to yourself. There's a lot of people out there who may portray a way that they don't care at all, but I think behind the mask there is something there that craves that. And again, this is natural. Maybe you are someone who wanted to post on YouTube, who wants to post on social media, like me a few years ago. It took me 6 months, a year to post on social media. To post on YouTube was something I never ever thought I would do. Why did I not do that? Because I was scared of what other people thought. And I think if you're honest with yourself, if you are someone sitting behind this screen who wants to post on social media, if they're truly honest with themselves, who wants to live a different lifestyle from the benefits that posting on social media, posting on YouTube offers, you are lying to yourself if the reason that you are not doing it is because you're scared. Because that is the reason why nearly every single person, you don't need the equipment, it's all cope. You have the time, we all have more than enough time in a day. You're all lying to yourself. You're probably working a job you hate and you refuse to quit. Why? Because you're living in fear. The worst thing, you could go to the other side of the world and it goes completely wrong. Completely wrong. You come back with no money, no friends, maybe your family's even disowned you because you've gone to the other side of the world, whatever. Okay, you come back, you go back and get another job. Is that bad? Is that the worst case scenario? It is. And you're not doing it because you're living in fear. And this is what a lot of people need to really consider. The worst case scenario is not that bad, and you're probably going to end up in a better situation. Say if that happens, say if you did this, it went horribly wrong, you come home, you've learned, and you have that inside of your head that I lived that lifestyle, I gave it a fucking go. No one else had the balls to go and do it, but I did. And that's something you can take with you to the grave, and something that 99% of people will not do because they lived a sheltered life, they're living in fear, they're fearing the worst, and they'll never accomplish anything that they've ever wanted to. I'm from the UK and I've seen a lot of people leave the UK. They go to Australia, they go to Dubai if they're entrepreneurs, they go to US, they go to other places, wherever that may be, it's changing all the time. But they don't come back. And why is that? Because there's a better lifestyle out there. And every single person that stays in the UK doesn't stay out of choice. They stay because they don't know what else is out there. They've not explored the great wide world. If they went somewhere and they went back, then fair enough, at least they gave it a go. But nearly every single person you see, especially when they stay in their hometown, is because they've never left. They've not done that out of choice. They'll convince you and cope and say, oh yeah, I've got this really good job and all my family's here and I love it here. Maybe they do somewhat, but how can they say this is exactly what they want to live if they've never tried anything else? It's not real, is it? Look, I've never lived a normal life myself. I never really want that whatsoever. I've had some life-changing experiences in my life, and probably more than the average person. And I'm not saying this to say, well, it's me, or to gain any sympathy whatsoever. But I understand that it might be different for me and different for you to be able to relate to the average person and maybe their normal struggles and kind of getting annoyed at the smallest little things. Like I just can't really relate to that whatsoever, but I'm sure you can resonate. If you're watching this video, there's a reason you're watching this, and you know you're doing things that is not aligned to your true purpose, not aligned to where you want to be. You're not doing the things that you want to do because you're living a life in fear. So that's enough of me just ranting and getting annoyed, because I know what it's like. I've lived a lot of my life in living this life, and that's why I made this video. I wouldn't make this video if I didn't relate to it, if I'm not kind of on that journey with you. And that's exactly what I do with every single video that I put out to you. But what are the actionable steps you can take from this video? You have to decide truly what you desire from your life and take the necessary steps to get there. Consider every single situation. What would I do if fear didn't exist? And hopefully you've written this down by now. You've got to rinse and repeat this, and this is the hardest point, every single day, and it's going to become uncomfortable. The first few times you do it, you're going to hate it, and you're going to want to go back and say the same things. No one wants to say anything that's, somewhat controversial. No one wants it at all. No one's interested in that, because they don't want. They want to sit at the back of the class, not put their hand up, let everyone else do the talking, and just be like, yep, nod their head, yep. No one wants to do that anymore. Everyone is a pussy. We live we're the most risk-adverse generation ever, and this is not making anyone happy. It's making people very miserable, and I know it is, because I've been that person myself. I speak to a lot of people, especially young men, and they know it. They think of so many times where, especially when it comes to speaking to women, or maybe leaving a job that they don't like, doing something they don't want to do, and they're like, I know I don't want to do this, but I'm just scared. And it's okay. You have to admit this to yourself, and it's fine. Like I say, it's going to take some time for you to go and change your rewiring of your brain, so to speak. And Tim Ferriss once said, I remember quite vividly reading the 4-hour work week, and he said he would go and lie down in public for 30 seconds plus, just lie down, just straight on the floor in public in front of everyone, and you'd see that no one cared. Everyone was getting along with their lives. You'll get a few funny looks, yes, but within 5 minutes, everyone's completely forgotten about what's happened. No one cares. Everyone's busy in their own bullshit. No one cares about you as much as you think, as much as you're not that important whatsoever. And that's something that you need to consider. We all think we're so important, and everyone's watching us on the big screen. It's not like that. No one cares. Like, this video, I hope it does help you, but a lot of people are just going to skip by it and be like, okay, that was kind of like, I got a bit of dopamine and it was kind of good that he said these things, and yeah, I feel like that, but I'm still going to live this life over and over and over again, and nothing's going to change in my life whatsoever. And that's something that I don't want you to see you do anymore. I think we all need to become a bit more just boisterous and aggressive, especially as young men. We're living this life, like I say, that is very weak and soft, and obviously you have to channel this. You don't want to be aggressive in a bad way and be and ruin other people's life. It's not to be a dickhead or a bad person. I never want you to be that type of person whatsoever, but you have to take on some risks. You have to do these things that are going to get you to where you want to be, and without that, it's not living. It's a very toothless life, so to speak, and no one wants this. It's not making anyone happy. You can't be living like this, and the sooner you snap out of this, you'll see people who are 70, 80 years old, and they've finally got to a point where You'll go in the gym and they'll walk around naked, absolutely bollock naked, and no one, they don't care. No one says anything, and they don't care in the slightest. And it's because they learn. They don't give a shit what anyone thinks. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Nearly every single thing you do doesn't matter. And as soon as you realise this, you will be liberated. You will live a completely different life, and I hope it unlocks a different side to you, and you can actually go and live a life that is something you actually want to live, and not this soft shitty life that's not making you happy. It's not making you filled. You want to say something but you feel like you can't. You have to do it. It's the only way that you can live your life. Always remember, you're gonna die anyway, so just do it. If you want any more guidance on how you can master your mindset, or if you feel our personalities match and we'd be good to have a call and we can talk about how we can get you to where you want to be, wherever that is, I will help you do so. My one-to-one coaching link will be in the description. If you can like and subscribe, that would be massively appreciated. A lot more content coming soon. Let's get back to it. Take care.